Good morning, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Favorite Bands A to Z, the show that we're doing throughout the month of July. Each day, a different letter of the alphabet, picking my favorite band or artist that starts with that letter. If it's an artist, going by the last name. If it's the band, going by the first letter of the first word of the name, right? And picking a favorite album. In addition, I'm also going to pick my runner-up and favorite album as well. So today we have stumbled upon, actually we haven't stumbled, we've walked right into the letter M following L. Today's an interesting one. I've seen a lot of people speculating on who I'm going to pick here. There's so many choices for M. I mean, you know, I've seen all the comments. Metallica, Megadeth, Motorhead, Marillion, Marshall Tucker Band, Mastodon, Malmsteen, Magnum. No, not Magma. Magnum. Mountain. So many great choices. So many. However, when it came down to it, or I should say when it comes down to it, today is all about guitar players whose names start with the letter M. And my winner is, this was a complete no-brainer for me. It's a guy who's no longer with us, who I miss every day. He's one of my favorites of all time. From Ireland, Gary Moore. And of course, this is Corridors of Power. Happens to be the first album I ever got by him. Still my favorite to this day. Although, man, you can name any one of them, right? I mean, Victims, the follow-up, was great. Run for Cover, Still Got the Blues, After the War. I mean, you know, any of them. The early ones are great too. The stuff he did with Coliseum 2 is awesome. I mean, just Gary Moore has done so much great stuff. Of course, you know, Black Rose with Thin Lizzy. I mean, but I generally like to pick albums by the guys or the band themselves. So I got to go with this one. I mean, I just love his fierce playing, his tone, whether he's playing a Strat or a Les Paul. The guy can shred, he can play the blues, he's so tasty, so soulful, so melodic. Whether you like his hard rock era and don't really get into the blues, or whether you like the blues stuff and don't get into the hard rock, it's all still great, right? It all still sounds like Gary, no matter which way he's going. Don't Take Me for a Loser. Always Gonna Love You is the first song I ever heard by him from solo. And I still remember hearing that on the local radio station. That guitar solo came in, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And then I heard End of the World, which is absolutely amazing. Of course, he's got Jack Bruce singing on that one, but he's doing all that shredding guitar pyrotechnics in the beginning and in the middle. You got a cover of Wishing Well on here. Gonna Break My Heart Again is a great tune. You got the almost soulful ballad, Falling in Love with You. You've got Rockin' Every Night, Cold Hearted, and then, of course, I Can't Wait Until Tomorrow, which is just a good mid-paced rocker, blistering solo at the end. I mean, I still can listen to Gary's guitar playing, and it just sends chills up and down my spine. And then it just makes me sad because he's no longer with us, and I mean, he didn't even make it to 60. Yeah. Gone but not forgotten. Gary Moore is my winner for M. I told you today is all about the guitar players, right? So this guy, you know, some might say, well, but, you know, technically you could put this guy or the band in F because it's a long name. But for me, no, it's got to be M for Frank Marino. And yes, Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush, I get it. But even the Mahogany Rush starts with an M. So, yeah, I mean, I love Frank to death. I have grown to, always like Frank Marino. I've grown to appreciate him, love his music and his playing even more as time has gone on. Man, one of the greatest talents of the last 50 years. Such an incredible player. You know, I've heard people claim he's a Hendrix clone, one-trick pony. Nah, not at all. Early on he, was keen on doing some Hendrixisms when he was young, and he's done his fair share of Hendrix covers and live shows and things like that. But man, this guy, his regular original compositions and things, they're just so much different. Such a unbelievable set of chops. The things that this guy could do on the Gibson SG, just absolutely stunning. Cool music too that's kind of like hard to classify. Yeah, it's hard rock, but it's psychedelic. It's not metal, right? Sometimes it's straight up blues rock. It's definitely some funk in his playing, right? It's just a little bit of all these things. He occasionally dips into prog rock. I mean, I picked Mahogany Rush 4. It's just so hard to pick a favorite Frank Marino album. There's so many great ones. Him and the rest of the band, just such top-notch musicians, and every album is very different. I went for this one today because it's got two of my favorites. It's got The Answer and Dragonfly on here, but man, I'm Going Away just absolutely melts. Man at the Back Door, Little Sexy Annie, so much fun. Moonwalk, For the Emperor. I mean, just such a great, great psychedelic hard rock album with plenty of blues, rock, and just mind-numbing guitar solos. I mean, this guy is one of the greatest soloists of all time. If you don't believe me, pick up the DVD and Blu-ray box set from 2 years ago, which has got hours and hours and hours of a live performance with some of the most jaw-dropping guitar solos you'll ever see in your life. Ever. I've had the pleasure of seeing him live, and just stunning stuff. And of course, with Frank's recent announcement that he has some sort of an ailment where he can never play on stage ever again. So that's it for Frank as far as live performances, which I hope Godspeed to Frank, and I hope everything's okay. Sucks for us because we were all looking for his return to the stage, hopefully coming up later this year, and now that can't happen. So I'll have to cherish the one time I got to see him live at B.B. King's in New York City. Jeez, when was that? 2008, 9, 10? I don't even remember. It's a long time ago. Stunning stuff. But anyway, yeah. Today's M, it's all about Gary Moore and Frank Marino. Two amazing players. Two of my favorite players of all time. And, as much as I love the early Metallica catalog and most of Megadeth's catalog, and I really love Mountain, Leslie Weston Mountain, man, it's like, Mountain is probably number 3 here in this equation. And old Marillion, right? Malmsteen, Yngwie Malmsteen, Magnum, love Magnum. What else? So many other great bands. Just sitting there looking at my shelves for all the other. Marshall Tucker, Motorhead, for crying out loud, right? Max Webster, Mahavishnu Orchestra, all right? Going on the jazz fusion side, Mahavishnu also is not far behind. I would say Mahavishnu and Mountain are like right up there with these two, but I had to give love to these two. So those are some also ranking high on the list. But Gary Moore, Frank Marino, list your favorite and your runner-up in the comments below, and your favorite songs or your favorite albums from each. You can talk about songs if you like, and why you pick these particular bands or artists. So there you have it for M. Tomorrow is N. Tomorrow was a little easier. Tomorrow will be a little easier. I said N was pretty. Well, this wasn't hard actually. What am I talking about? But I've had a couple hard ones over the last couple days. But N was pretty easy right off the bat. I was like, yeah, it's got to be that band. So that's coming up tomorrow. Stay tuned in the AM for favorite bands A to Z. Continuing on the alphabet, N is the next letter. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Coming up on the channel today, we've got some fun stuff for you. George LeMay and I will be doing a show all about 80s fusion. All right, specifically some bands and albums you need to check out. So it's kind of like a 80s fusion recommendation day. We did a top 70s fusion albums back, 2 years ago, something like that. So we're finally, all this time later, we're moving into the 80s. So that's coming up later today. So stay tuned for that this morning, as well as, so I'm kind of giving up the reins a little bit today. So we've got a couple ranking shows for you. So we got Rich Catino and Bryce from Bryce Talks Metal are going to be ranking their top 5 albums from power metal legends Gravedigger. I'm just going to be kind of sitting looking pretty and letting those guys do it. And then on the flip side of that, we've got Rich Catino once again and Ryan Scow coming on to do the exact same thing for Running Wild. So if you guys we've got some power metal fans out there, I know we do. Those bands have both been asked for quite a bit, so that's coming up later today. Stay tuned for that and a lot more here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Also click on that notification bell so you get email alerts every time we post a video. If you'd like to make a channel donation to kind of help us continue to get and accumulate more music to talk about and show off, the link to our Ko-Fi page is below. As well as the link to our merch page where you can get any number of different SOT swag, shirts and hoodies and hats and caps and coffee mugs and stickers and all sorts of fun stuff, as well as the link to our 20 years on the internet website, seaoftranquility.org. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.